my grandparents, 3 out of the 4 of them came from the Ukraine. They came prior to World War I, and because of all the unrest in the Ukraine, the system there was like a serfdom. There was never an opportunity for you to own your own land. They all kind of settled 100 miles northeast of Edmonton. The church in our community was certainly a gathering place, a main place where people socialized, but the faith was extremely strong. It was a Ukrainian Orthodox faith. Mom tells a story too that when the first generation came over, that's almost the first thing they did was build a church. Things were very harsh for these immigrants when they came. My great-grandfather, when he arrived with his wife and a few kids, actually dug a cave in the side of a hill and lived in there for almost a year. Some acquaintance they had gave them some chickens who lived in the cave with them, and so they could be wired under the bed for food and for warmth. Cooking is a mainstay. I mean, everybody cooks and you want to share it. At home with my mom and dad, they entertained a lot. They had visitors, people coming over for Sunday meal. My mom always had a Sunday big meal prepared because someone might drop in, and someone always did.
Always at my Baba's, she was always in the kitchen, and my mom too, working with her. The meals at my Baba's, like her fridge would look empty when you go into her house. It wouldn't look like there was much in it at all, but every meal was multiple courses and good food, hearty food, rich food. My dad really enjoys it all. You know, when we go to the farm, he always jokes that you gain a few pounds.
Ukrainian foods are generally very high calorie. Cream in most dishes are fried. Our traditional perohi was made with homemade cottage cheese and dill, and always cooked in a cream sauce. That perohi supper was an everyday meal. It's perohi, and then you'd have kubasa, which is garlic sausage, and then homemade sauerkraut. But I'm introducing the foods back to my kids because I certainly want them to get to know it.
So I feel like I've been lucky, and I've had the opportunity to work with my mom and my Baba for most of my life. Doing this today wasn't a rarity. You know, my mom and I do quite a lot together whenever she cooks a lot, and we always work together in the kitchen, whether it's Ukrainian or English foods, but certainly it's the Ukrainian ones that you want the recipes to stick, and I guess the time is a little bit more special. As a kid, our jobs were always to wash the dishes. There's no dishwasher, so I would wash the dishes and one of my cousins would dry. You know, standing on a chair like we were little, but we had to take part. I always remember braiding bread, or talking about my Baba braiding bread, because the breads are beautiful, they're extravagant, with braids and twists and little doves.
It's really, I didn't appreciate my Ukrainian culture until I moved away from it. When you're living it, you don't know how different it is, or how special it is, or how unique it is, until you're away from it. At the time, it was just too common, and it was a lot of work. Happy 150th, Canada!